Without an announcement, without media protection, and without a single signal from the official side, Jungkook's name suddenly returned to the center of the world's attention. A video trailer and a series of blurry photos from BTS's Jin solo concert in Chiba, Japan, shocked millions of soldiers around the world. One question haunts the minds of many. Is it really Jungkook sitting in the VIP audience row? In the footage taken by one of the concertgoers, a male figure wearing a dark hat and a medical mask is recorded, sitting still but conspicuously in the middle of a blue light beam. The figure did not give any gestures towards the stage, but it was precisely this moment of silence that caused an incredible stir. Netizens began comparing posture, jaw shape, hairstyle, to accessories worn. Some even insisted that the bracelet the man was wearing was identical to the one Jungkook often wears at that moment. The digital space was filled with debate. On Twitter, TikTok, to YouTube, fans are fighting each other for evidence. Some are fully convinced that it was Jungkook who deliberately came unannounced, wanting to give Jin personal support in his crucial moment, while others question the validity of the claim, judging this as an excessive emotional bias of the fandom that longed for the moment of reunion. Interestingly, until this article was written, Big Hit Music did not issue a single official statement. Neither clarification nor refusal was submitted. This silence reinforces the theory that Jungkook's presence was deliberate not to be announced. But can the silence of the management necessarily be considered a justification? ARMY's emotional reaction could not be muted. Many wrote that they cried at the mere thought of Jin performing, and among the thousands of spectators sat the magne, watching quietly. Some have called this a signal that BTS will soon return to the stage as a unit. Is that so? Jin's concert itself was an emotional performance that marked his rise after completing military service. He performed in humorous yet charming costumes, singing solo songs with great appreciation. When a concert camera accidentally pointed at the VIP section of the audience, a man's facial expression went viral. In a matter of hours, the video went viral, prompting more interpretations than clarifications. Some Korean pop culture analysts argue that speculation like this is a natural part of the fandom phenomenon. BTS, as global icons, not only attract attention because of their musical work, but also because their every personal gesture is considered a collective representation of the emotions of millions of fans. In this case, Jungkook's image captured on camera in Jin's concert may mean more symbolically than mere visual fact. However, not a few media observers who remind the public to remain skeptical. South Korea's entertainment world is known for careful marketing strategies. Not infrequently, unofficial news is raised deliberately to stimulate fan enthusiasm without having to make a direct announcement. This is not an accusation, but a phenomenon that has repeatedly occurred in this industry. Who, then, benefits from the virality of this image? Is this part of Unseen's plan to maintain global interest in BTS during their hiatus? Or could this be purely an emotional response from fans who miss the moments of togetherness between the members too much? Adding to the complexity of this discussion, fans also claimed that after the concert, they saw a figure very similar to Jungkook exit through a special door, escorted by two plainclothes men. The events are not well documented, but the narrative of some viewers actually adds to the belief that the magne is indeed present, albeit briefly. A large fan base account even conducted an in-depth visual analysis, comparing the eye shape, jawline, and sitting posture of the man in the video with previous photos of Jungkook. We know the gesture. We know his body language. That's it, the account admin wrote. Within 24 hours, the post gained more than 1 million likes and was shared tens of thousands of times. Keep in mind, however, that the degree of virality is not always proportional to validity. More interestingly, Jin's own reaction during the concert showed no sign that he was aware of Jungkook's presence. Or is he just being professional for the sake of maintaining the atmosphere of the concert? Does Jin know that his group mates are secretly present? If this is a tacit form of support, then it is a very touching form of solidarity. But otherwise, if it's not Jungkook, then it's an important lesson in how collective desires and expectations can shape powerful narratives, even without solid evidence. Most major media outlets in Korea and internationally have so far not raised the issue to the headlines. They are waiting for official clarification or additional evidence. But the enthusiasm of netizens actually far exceeded the speed of media reaction. This is the reality of the digital age today, where one short video snippet or blurry photo can arouse hope, create a narrative, and foster mass trust. Are we as a public looking at reality? Or is it just an illusion of our deep desires? Clearly, this speculation has reopened a major discussion about the future of BTS. When will they really come back as a group? Is a moment like this, which seems small but emotionally symbolic form of communication between the members and their fans, if it is true that it is Jungkook, then the world may have just witnessed one of the most personal forms of support in modern K-pop history. But if not, then this is a mirror of how global fandoms can shape their own reality. For now, everything still depends on the confirmation that has not yet come. One thing is certain. In the world of BTS, nothing happens by chance. And the biggest question is now left on everyone's minds. Are we witnessing a real reunion? Or are we just shaping our own from pieces of unfinished hope? But behind all the hype, the emotional reactions, the viral posts, and the claims of the fanbase, comes one fundamental question that should be the main reflection for the public and fans. Are we really witnessing a real event? Or are we trapped in a narrative created by collective perception and manipulation of visual information? Why do we tend to trust blurry photos and vague silhouettes as strong evidence? Is it because we see with our eyes, or because we want to believe with our heart? In this context, it is important to ask, how much does our personal desire contribute to the interpretation of images that do not have factual verification? Furthermore, we need to realize that today's digital ecosystem is so vulnerable to the spread of biased information. Social media like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube have become fertile spaces for assumptions to grow into shared truths, even when the main foundation is mere conjecture and feeling. Is this a form of freedom of expression? Or is it evidence of a worrying media literacy crisis? Reticence on the part of management, like big hit music, is often perceived as a form of veiled confirmation. But should any absence of official statements always be interpreted as validation against public speculation? Is it not possible that their silence is precisely to prevent further escalation of the issue that is not based on concrete evidence? It is important to remember that the South Korean entertainment industry is highly structured in terms of artist reputation management. It is possible that the agency chose not to confirm anything because they understood that refuting could be a double-edged sword that actually reinforces the rumors. So, a follow-up question arises. Is silence a deliberate form of communication strategy, or simply a disinterest in serving unfounded public opinion? On the other hand, there is no denying that the emotional involvement of fans is an integral part of BTS's strength as a global phenomenon. Their every move, even when not publicly confirmed, has the potential to spark a massive wave of enthusiasm. But should this always be accepted as part of the fandom dynamic? Or should it alarm the need to improve critical thinking skills in the post-truth era? Phenomena like these require us to begin to sort out between wanting to know and wanting to believe. Do we seek the truth, or simply entertain ourselves with narratives that match our emotional desires? Is it possible that we, unconsciously, are putting together pieces of a narrative that we hope are real, instead of accepting uncertainty? Even if ultimately the photo really proves to be not Jungkook, we still have to ask, why are so many people willing to believe it in the first place? Is it because the figures of Jungkook and BTS have merged in a collective identity of their fans, so that the line between reality and expectations is increasingly blurred?